I welcome you all to my lecture number 10.1 on signals and systems, that is for electronics and communication engineering students and for electronics and computer engineering students. Today I am going to discuss important properties of continuous time Fourier series. Suppose that xt is a periodic signal with period capital T and fundamental angular frequency capital omega naught is equal to 2 pi by T. Then if the Fourier series coefficients of xt are denoted by ak, we will use the notation given in equation A1, that is xt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as ak. And these coefficients ak are also called spectral coefficients. Now, this notation is used to signify the pairing of a periodic signal with its Fourier series coefficients. Now we'll discuss linearity property. Let xt and yt denote two periodic signals with period capital T and which have Fourier series coefficients denoted by ak and bk respectively. If xt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as ak as indicated here, and yt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as bk here, then if we form a signal zt is equal to capital A xt plus capital B yt, that is z is sum of capital A xt plus capital B yt. So the Fourier series coefficients, that is continuous time Fourier series coefficients of zt are ck, and ck is equal to capital A ak plus capital B bk. Mark it as equation A2. It is very simple to show because we just put the Fourier series representation of xt here and substitute the Fourier series representation for yt here, and I will get ck is equal to capital A ak plus capital B bk. The next property is time shifting. When a time shift is applied to a periodic signal xt, the period capital T of the signal is preserved. The Fourier series coefficients bk of the resulting signal yt is equal to x bracket t minus t naught may be expressed as bk. Now look at this. X bracket t minus t naught is delayed version of xt with delay t naught. Now bk is equal to 1 by capital T into integration over a period of capital T x bracket t minus t naught into e raised to minus j k capital omega naught t dt. Mark it as equation A3, which we have discussed in the previous lecture also. Now let tau is equal to t minus t naught in the integral, and noting that the new variable tau will also range over an interval of duration capital T. Now bk in equation A3 becomes as shown in equation A4, that is bk is equal to 1 by t integration over a period of capital T x tau e raised to minus jk bracket tau plus t naught into omega naught d tau, and that is equal to e raised to minus jk capital omega naught t naught into 1 by capital T integration over a period of capital T x tau e raised to minus jk capital omega naught tau d tau. Now look at this underlined term. This is equal to ak. Therefore, in equation A4, bk is equal to e raised to minus jk bracket 2 pi by capital T t naught into ak, or equal to e raised to minus jk capital omega naught t naught ak. Therefore, the continuous time signal, periodic signal xt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as ak, and signal x bracket t minus t naught, that is delayed version of xt, is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as e raised to minus jk capital omega naught t naught ak, that is equal to e raised to minus jk bracket 2 pi by capital T into t naught, that is multiplied by ak. Marked as equation A5. This equation A5 is very important and we will use it in some example. Now, time reversal. Determine the Fourier series coefficients of yt is equal to x bracket minus t. Now, based on the general formula for Fourier series representation, I can easily write x bracket minus t is equal to summation k running from minus infinity to infinity ak e raised to minus j k 2 pi t by capital T. Mark it as equation A6. Making the substitution k is equal to minus m in above equation, we obtain yt is equal to x bracket minus t is equal to summation m running from minus infinity to infinity a with subscript minus m e raised to j m 2 pi t by capital T. Mark it as equation A7. Now yt, the periodic signal yt is equal to summation m running from minus infinity to infinity bm e raised to j 2 pi m t by capital T. Mark it as equation A8. Now compare the equation A7 and A8. We will get Bm is equal to A with subscript minus M. Therefore, the periodic signal xt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as ak, and the signal x bracket minus t is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as A subscript minus k. Mark it as equation A9 as indicated here. The next property is time scaling. If xt is periodic with period capital T, and fundamental frequency capital omega naught is equal to 2 pi by capital T, then x bracket alpha t, where alpha is a positive real number, is periodic with period capital T by alpha, and the fundamental frequency is capital omega naught alpha. Now, in equation A10, x bracket alpha t is equal to summation k running from minus infinity to infinity ak e raised to j k bracket alpha omega naught into t. Now this is Fourier series representation for x bracket alpha t, and look at this. It is having coefficients ak. So the periodic signal x bracket alpha t is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as ak. Now the multiplication property. Suppose that xt and yt are both periodic with period capital T, and the periodic signal xt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as ak, and the periodic signal yt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as bk. Now xt is multiplied by yt, and that is equal to summation L running from minus infinity to infinity al e raised to j 2 pi by t lt into summation m running from minus infinity to infinity bm e raised to j 2 pi by capital T mt. Now look at this. Here, this is Fourier series representation for xt, and this is Fourier series representation for yt. Now here at this level, put m is equal to k minus l. Now substitute this m is equal to k minus l here in this summation term, and that leads to xt into yt is equal to summation k running from minus infinity to infinity in summation L running from minus infinity to infinity al b subscript k minus l e raised to power omega naught kt. Mark it as equation B1. Now look at the inner summation term. Now, based on this, I can state that xt into yt, which is periodic, having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as hk, where hk is equal to summation L running from minus infinity to infinity al b with subscript k minus l. Mark it as equation B2. Now, we can observe that hk is based on the linear convolution of ak with bk here, and hk is equal to a linear convolution sum of al into b k minus l as shown in equation B2. So hk is equal to summation L running from minus infinity to infinity al b with subscript k minus l. This is called convolution sum. Therefore, AK linearly convolved with BK will give you HK. This is very important. Next is conjugation and conjugate symmetry. The periodic signal xt is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as AK, and x conjugate t is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as A minus K conjugate, as shown. Now x conjugate t is equal to summation k running from minus infinity to infinity, AK conjugate e raised to minus jk capital omega naught t. That is obtained by just putting conjugate in, but just using conjugate in the general formula for Fourier series representation of xt, and that leads to this equation. So x conjugate t is equal to summation L running from minus infinity to infinity, A with subscript minus L conjugate e raised to power j L capital omega naught t, marked as equation P3. Now, looking at equation P3, I can make following inference. If xt is real, then xt is equal to x conjugate t, and its continuous time Fourier series coefficients are A with subscript minus k is equal to AK conjugate. If xt is real, then A naught is real, and magnitude AK is equal to magnitude A with subscript minus k. Now, based on equation B3, if xt is real and even, then xt is equal to x bracket minus t, and now it is having continuous time Fourier series coefficients as AK is equal to A with subscript minus k. Here, if xt is real and even, then the its Fourier series coefficients AK are real and even. Now, if xt is real and odd, then xt is equal to minus x bracket minus t, and A naught is equal to 0. Therefore, if xt is real and odd, its Fourier series coefficients AK are purely imaginary and odd. So to derive these results, we need to have these expression xct is equal to xt plus x minus t by 2, and x or t is equal to xt minus x minus t by 2. So xt is equal to x even t plus x naught t. So you can use this expression to derive such results. Now next is Parseval relation for continuous time periodic signals. For a continuous time periodic signal, 1 by capital T integration over a period of capital T magnitude xt squared dt is equal to 1 by T integration over a period of capital T xt into x conjugate t dt. Now we'll substitute here the value, the Fourier series expression for xt, and here I will substitute the expression for x conjugate t as discussed above, and that will lead to 1 by capital T integration over a period of capital T summation k running from minus infinity to infinity magnitude ak square dt. Now solution of this leads to summation k running from minus infinity to infinity magnitude ak square, and mark it as equation C1, where the coefficients ak are the Fourier series coefficients of xt and capital T is the period of the signal. So magnitude ak square is the average power in the kth harmonic component of xt. Therefore, the total average power in the periodic signal equals to the sum of average powers in all of its harmonic components. So it is very important observation that AK are the Fourier series coefficients of periodic signal xt, and capital T is the period of the signal. Now magnitude AK square is the average power in the kth harmonic component of xt. Therefore, the total average power is in a periodic signal equals to the sum of the average powers in all of its harmonic components. Now we will do one example. Consider the signal GT with fundamental period 4 as shown here. Determine the Fourier series coefficients for GT. Now GT is shown here. Here the fundamental period is 4, that is here from for over one period, it is from -2 to 2 as shown. Now another signal, that is x bracket t minus 1, is plotted here. And based on these two plots, I can write that, or it is clear that gt is equal to x bracket t minus 1 minus 1 by 2. So determine the Fourier series coefficient for gt. Now look at this signal x bracket t minus 1. It is delayed, one step delayed version of xt, or it is delayed version of xt where delay t naught is equal to 1. The Fourier series coefficients for xt are denoted by ak, as discussed in the previous lecture, where we have found that ak is equal to sine bracket pi k by 2 divided by k pi for k naught is equal to 0, and a naught is equal to 1 by 2 for k is equal to 0. Now the Fourier series coefficients of x bracket t minus 1 may be expressed as bk is equal to e raised to minus jk pi by 2 into ak. And this property we have discussed above. And based on the earlier discussion about the delayed signals or time shifting property of continuous time Fourier series, the Fourier series coefficients of x bracket t minus 1 may be expressed as bk is equal to e raised to minus jk pi by 2 into ak. Consequently, Fourier series coefficient of gt are dk is equal to ak e raised to minus jk pi by 2 for k not equal to 0, and for k is equal to 0, dk is equal to a naught minus 1 by 2, because gt is equal to x bracket t minus 1 minus 1 by 2. So this minus 1 by 2 is used here, that for k is equal to 0, dk is having value a naught minus 1 by 2. Now we have the expression for ak also. So eventually dk is equal to bracket sine bracket pi k by 2 divided by k pi into e raised to minus jk pi by 2 for k not equal to 0, and dk is 0 for k is equal to 0, because a naught is 1 by 2 here. Now Fourier series representation of discrete time periodic signals. A discrete time signal xn is periodic with period capital N if xn is equal to x bracket n plus capital N, marked as equation D1. The fundamental period is the smallest positive value or positive integer capital N for which equation D1 holds, and small omega naught is equal to 2 pi by capital N is the fundamental frequency. For example, the complex exponential e raised to j bracket 2 pi by capital N into small n is periodic with period capital N. Furthermore, the set of all discrete time complex exponential signals that are periodic with period capital N is given by equation D2, that is phi kn is equal to e raised to power j k small omega naught n is equal to e raised to power j k bracket 2 pi by capital N into small n, where k is 0, comma plus minus 1, comma plus minus 2, and so on. All these signals have fundamental frequencies that are multiples of 2 pi by capital N, and thus are harmonically related. There are only capital N distinct signals in the set given by D1. This is a consequence of the fact that discrete time complex exponential, which differ in frequency by a multiple of 2 pi, are identical, such that phi kn is equal to phi subscript k plus rn bracket n, marked as equation D3. Now, if I will substitute k is equal to k plus rn here, and that will give me phi kn once more. That is, when k is changed by an integer multiple of capital N, the identical sequence is generated. Now consider the representation of more general periodic sequences in terms of linear combination of the sequences phi kn as xn is equal to summation ak phi kn is equal to summation ak e raised to power j k small omega naught n, and that is further equal to summation ak e raised to power j k bracket 2 pi by capital N into n. Mark it as equation D4. Now, since the sequence phi k n are distinct only over a range of capital N successive values of k, this is very important. Since the sequence phi k n are distinct only over a range of capital N successive values of k, the summation in equation D4 need to include only terms over this range. That is, xn is equal to summation k is equal to successive n values ak phi kn, marked as equation dn. So here, the meaning of this symbol is k could take on values k 0, 1, 2, n minus 1, or k 3, 4, 5 to n plus 2, etc. So k can take on successive n values, capital N values. That may be from 0 to n minus 1 or from 3 to n plus 2 and so on. Now equation D5 is referred to as the discrete time Fourier series and the coefficient AK as Fourier series coefficients. So equation D5, look at this equation. This equation is referred to as the discrete time Fourier series and the coefficient AK as Fourier series coefficients. So this is very important. I think that's all for the day. I finish my lecture here. So these are the reference books. The textbook, the major textbook is Signals and System by A.V. Oppenheim, by A.S. Wilsky, and by S.H. Nawab. For numerical problems, you can consult this reference book on Signal System by A. Nagur Kani. And these are the other reference books. Thanks for attending this session on signal systems. See you in next lecture. Have a nice day.